The graph below shows the average carbon dioxide emissions per person.
My screen is has
Oh, I'm
froze.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay,
Now,
now it's clear, right? The
yes, ma'am.
graph below shows average carbon dioxide emissions per person in the United Kingdom, Sweden, Italy, and Portugal between 1967 and 2007. Okay, emission, carbon dioxide emission in these four countries between 1967 and 2007. So it's a 40-year period, right?
4 decades.
77, 87, 97, 2007. 40-year period, 4 decades, right? Okay. So for United Kingdom, okay, it is the maximum, but it is falling down. For Sweden, it rose up and then it fell down. For Italy, it has been rising. For Portugal, it has been rising. So, one major trend that we see is United Kingdom, the average, the mean carbon dioxide emission in United Kingdom has been the highest throughout the period, but it fell. The other three countries, okay, this is also good to know. Sweden rose for the first decade, but it had been falling continuously since then. And we see a similar trend for Italy and Portugal with a difference of um, roughly 2 metric tons. तो ये भी आप बताओगे
2.5.
कि the figures in are in metric tons. ठीक है? Okay. Moving to this answer. So the given line graph depicts mean carbon dioxide excreted, no, exhaled. Excreta क्या होता है? Excreta is something else. ये exhalation है ना, inhalation, exhalation. Exhaled या फिर emitted. To remember, paraphrasing can be changing the word form also. It does not have to be the same word, but you can change the word form. ठीक है? By each
Okay.
person within the year, within 1960, within क्या है ये? Within थोड़ी आएगा, from आएगा. From 1967 to 2007 या फिर between 1967 and 2007, incorporated with, no, in in four different countries, namely United Kingdom, the United Kingdom, Sweden, Italy, and Portugal, measured in metric tons. Very good, very good. Okay, it is clear at a glance. Okay, um, in the year 1967, all the countries were very different from each other. They were scattered on the scale of 1 to 11. No, ओवरऑल इतने एकदम स्ट्रांग नहीं है आपका भाई. ऑब्वियसली सब स्कैटर्ड होंगे, ये कोई ट्रेंड थोड़ी ना हुआ. ट्रेंड क्या है? ट्रेंड आप बताओगे यूके हाईएस्ट है और वो रिमेन हाईएस्ट रहा बाय द एंड ऑफ द पीरियड, इजंट इट?
Yes,
फॉलोड
ma'am.
बाय स्वीडन, इटली एंड पोर्चुगल. या आप कह दो पोर्चुगल वॉज द लीस्ट in terms of carbon dioxide emission. UK was the maximum and it remained the same throughout the 40-year period. ये बोलोगे ना आप, this is what you will say. तो आपने overall जो है आपका बहुत powerful overall नहीं है. You will say at a glance, it is evident that the UK um, UK population exhaled the maximum carbon dioxide throughout the 40-year period, followed by Sweden and Italy. Sweden and Italy, and Portugal being the last. ये है evident, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. अब to make your overview a little more strong, what you can do is you can add one more trend by saying interestingly, 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 the amount of the greenhouse gas, ये greenhouse gas है ना, exhaled increased for Portugal and Italy, while declined for the other
UK and Sweden.
two nations. हो गया ओवरव्यू क्लियर? ठीक है. आप ये बोलोगे ये सब स्कैटर्ड है, तो भाई ऑब्वियसली सब स्कैटर्ड है, लास्ट में भी सब स्कैटर्ड है, राइट?
मतलब मैं बस सोच रही कि बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस है, बट उसके बाद सबका स्केल ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर आ गया है.
बट आपने ट्रेंड थोड़ी आइडेंटिफाई किया,
Yes, ma'am.
राइट? दैट्स नॉट हाउ यू आइडेंटिफाई द ट्रेंड. सो टास्क अचीवमेंट डाउन हो जाएगा फिर से.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, interestingly, United Kingdom and Portugal had a rising slope. Slope नहीं बोलेंगे. So had a rising slope. यूनाइटेड किंगडम और पोर्चुगल का तो, यूनाइटेड किंगडम का तो कभी भी स्लोप हाई ही नहीं था, राइजिंग स्लोप ही नहीं था. Portugal had a rising slope, but still you will not say slope. You can say the amount of carbon dioxide emitted by the people in Portugal had an increasing trend. Slope नहीं बोलेंगे हम. Had an increasing trend. So the people or the Portugal population exhaled the amount of carbon dioxide exhaled by Portugal population had an increasing trend from इतना to इतना to इतना to इतना. ठीक है. So you mention the figures from what will you say, from 1.5 metric tons in 1967 to 2 metric tons in 1977, and then you can mention the figures, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead, what you should do in your body paragraphs is you club these two. जो दो फॉल कर रहे हैं उन दोनों को आप एक साथ रखो, एंड जो दो राइज कर रहे हैं जिनका सिमिलर ट्रेंड है उनको एक साथ रखो. सो दिस इज सिमिलैरिटी, राइट? सो दे आर बोथ आर गोइंग अप, both are following the similar, almost similar trend, but with a difference. So they had a difference of around 2 metric tons, right? And then you can talk about, or you can talk about this, ये दोनों को बात कर लो आप, ये भी कर सकते हो. या
Yes,
आप
ma'am.
जब ये कर रहे हो यूके और स्वीडन को, सो यूके हैड ऑलवेज बीन फॉलिंग डाउन. This can be considered as a leveling off period because there was not much difference, but still there is a slight downfall. But if we talk about Sweden had a sharp increase in the amount of carbon dioxide exhaled by the people, and that was from 8.4 to to slightly, or 8.4 nahi, 8.5 or Yeah,
9 nearly.
around 9, yes, around 9 metric tons to a little above 10 metric tons in 1977, which was almost the same as that of the UK. Then, post this period or post this year, it continuously fell down. So UK was at 10 metric tons in 1987, while that of Sweden was around 7 metric tons in 1987, which further fell to a little
Least.
below
One of
6.
the lowest.
Yeah, one of the lowest, which coincided or which was the same as that of Portugal in 2007. And this was still the highest at 9 metric tons. ठीक है, this is how you will say this. One Portugal, तो ये तो wrong ही information हो गई. And reached nearly 8 and 6 metric tons में double n and es आएगा respectively. The Sweden नहीं, Sweden and Portugal had exactly the same number in the year 2007, correct, whereas Sweden was at its peak mm, in the year 1977 with more than 10 metric tons. Absolutely correct. This para is good. This para is good. मतलब यहाँ से it is good. Okay, next is, however, comma, United Kingdom tried to reduce the carbon dioxide discharge. ये ठीक है word discharge. Excreta गलत है. With the difference of 2 metric tons approximately, but still it was the highest among all. इतना अच्छा आपने लास्ट पैरा लिखा है और ओवरव्यू को आपने बिल्कुल रुइन कर दिया है. Both Sweden and United Kingdoms tried to reduce the emission. Tried to reduce नहीं, had a reduced emission. हमें कैसे पता उन्होंने reduce किया है? Had a reduced emission of CO2, whereas Italy and Portugal both had continuously increasing levels of carbon dioxide. Increasing levels of carbon dioxide. So this also will deserve, this will very be 5.5 bands हो जाएगा.